Hello, this is Dr. Evan Mahoney. Today I'm going to read for you my article that was published in the spring issue of the Journal of the Florida State Oriental Medical Association. I'd like to thank Susie West and Aline Teeter for their help with this paper in getting it published. The title of the paper is called Structures of Knowledge, Organ-Centered Consciousness, the Scientific Laws of Acupuncture and Oriental Medicine, Qi and the Five Elements. The abstract, a consideration of consciousness integrated with the theories and principles of acupuncture and Oriental medicine within Sa'am medical meditation and the Sa'am acupuncture technique. Comparison of conscious and unconscious Western models of Freud, Jung, and Sarno with Shaoyin, heart, kidney, and Shaoyang, gallbladder, Sanjiao channels. The interpretation of dreams and the five-element classification of human needs and organs represented in dreams. A declaration of the scientific laws of acupuncture and Oriental medicine, Qi and the five elements, to catalyze change in cultural consciousness. Introduction. It is stunning to consider the possibility of a new type of consciousness. It can equally be stunning to consider Qi and the five elements not yet accorded scientific acceptance and social recognition. Qi and the five elements comprise two of the three Trinity theories in acupuncture and Oriental medicine. The third being, of course, yin and yang, ubiquitous, familiar. Yin and yang can be regarded as a scientific law unto itself, obvious and easy to consider. Has the social and scientific imaginations been sparked, as Freud with the unconsciousness or Newton with gravity? Do we as humanity feel complete in our understanding of consciousness through Freud or Jung and their derivatives? The author there says no. There lacks a comprehensive understanding of consciousness. Dr. John Sarno completes Freud and is generous and complimentary in introducing us to our unconsciousness. Freud and Jung were pioneers making useful discoveries, but they may go with pretentious of knowledge into the ether of nothing. Recognize them for their formulation of the unconscious consciousness, id, ego, superego, archetypes, animus, and studies of schizophrenia. The five elements can be considered as archetypes, offering superior classification to Jung. Sigmund Freud can be credited with the introduction into unconsciousness and attempted interpretation of dreams. The author thinks he is correct in his signature quote, "What is common in all these dreams is obvious. They completely satisfy wishes, human needs, excited during the day, which remain unrealized. They are simply and undisguisedly realization of wishes, human needs." We can make comparisons of Freud's emphasis on sexual progenation with that of the kidneys and their second level of human needs, representation as the need for sexual relationships. The interpretation of dreams according to Sa'am medical meditation and acupuncture is a Freudian needs-based model. Sa'am's three levels of human needs are a five-element classification. The six primary needs are classified according to their five-element organ as follows. Level 1 human need, spleen, need for and dreams of food, worry, and earth, of gathering food and preparing food, dreams of children who tunnel into basements and subterranean environments, earth. See reference number 6 on that explanation. Level 1 human need, lung, need for and dreams of material objects, possessions, wealth, and the establishment of homeland, corporal soul attachment to the community, and sadness at the loss or imagined loss of members of that community. Level 2 human need, heart, need for and dreams of platonic love and family, friend, pet, or God relations. Level 2, human need kidney, the need for and dreams of sex, water of varying degrees of danger, turbulence, calm, or mastery, PTSD, and repercussions of trauma. Level 3, human need, liver, need for power, recognition of talent, and accomplishment in the eyes of others. Dreams of performance and frustrations in regards to one's level of power, authority, and the recognition thereof. Elevating oneself to their most perfect form and expression, rising to the top, flying and having or not having control of flight. Level 3, human need, pericardium, the need for and dream of knowledge and teaching of knowledge, dreams of educational institutions, quizzes, and teaching, knowledge gained from regret. It is the propositions and examples made in Sa'am medical meditation and structures of knowledge that these levels of human needs can be recognized in dreams and be identified with the 5-element organ classification. Accordingly, there can be psychosomatic implications in the interpretation of dreams, whereby an underlying health condition manifests within patterns of acupuncture and Oriental medicine. Further research is recommended into the study of Sa'am acupuncture's interpretation of dreams. A useful place to begin is by linking Freud's wish satisfaction model and Sa'am acupuncture's human needs model with Maslow's hierarchy of human needs. The author contends similarities can be found between Maslow's hierarchy and Sa'am's 3 levels of human needs. Physiological and safety needs of Maslow correspond with Sa'am's level 1 needs for spleen of the spleen and lung. Maslow's social needs correspond to heart and kidney level 2 needs. Esteem and self-actualization correspond to the level 3 needs of the liver and pericardium. A comparative study was done of Maslow's hierarchy and the interpretation of dreams from Abstract of R. Kutz, a pilot study for the analysis of dream reports using Maslow's needs categories, an extension to the emotional selection hypotheses. The 6 higher needs, belongingness, esteem, cognitive, aesthetic, self-actualization, and transcendence, were scored significantly more frequently, 81%, than the 2 lowest or basic needs, physiological and safety, 19%. Basic needs were also more likely to be judged as thwarted, while the higher needs were more likely to be judged as satisfied. These findings are discussed in the context of Maslow's hierarchy of needs as a framework for investigating theories of dream function, including the emotional selection hypothesis and other contemporary dream theories. Sa'am acupuncture's human needs classification can also be used for understanding other studies, such as the Amerisleep survey, and comparative study conducted by Weinstein, Campbell, and Van Stiekiste. Despite the potential ambiguity of dream themes, it is apparent that certain events or objects are common to dreams. These have been identified in large-scale surveys, Nielsen and all 2003, and through therapist collections, Spangler 2009, and including falling, fire, swimming, being chased or pursued, being nude or inappropriately dressed, and being frozen with fright, among other themes. Indeed, when testing students, themes such as being attacked, falling, or failure-related themes involving school are commonly reported by approximately 3 to 4 out of 5 respondents, Griffith and Nielsen. Unfortunately, the studies thus done rarely offer any explanation beyond theme identification. Sa'am acupuncture's 5 elements human needs classification can expound the subject of these dream themes. 3 to 4 out of 5 students in the Griffith survey above reported failure-related themes involving school in their dreams. These dreamers have characteristics of pericardium level 3 need. Many questions arise in regards to the meanings behind these dream themes. What does it mean to be flying or falling? Are you in control of your flight or are you crashing? How does water manifest in one's dream? Is it dangerous, turbulent, or calm? Does it have related associations with kidneys? Are there age differences in the themes of dreams? Is one exhibiting leadership or powerlessness in their dreams? Is being chased or frightened a result of PTSD kidney experience? These are the questions that need to be asked further to make better use of dream interpretation. Sa'am Acupuncture's 5-element human need categorization is a good vehicle for deeper understanding of dreams and achieving one's highest potential. More research and study is required. Another implication of Sa'am Acupuncture's organ-centered consciousness is the differentiation between consciousness and unconsciousness, between the kidney Sanjiao consciousness and the heart gallbladder unconsciousness harmonized combinations. The author credits Dr. John Sarno's tension myositis syndrome as a great introduction into one's self-awareness of unconsciousness and unconscious rage. Those who are do-gooders, high achievers, and successful may acknowledge an unconscious rebellion against their own responsibilities. The author contends that unconscious rage also manifests from stressful, intractable family situations within spousal or abusive relationships. Sarno's theorem states, if one were to behave in a manner of neglecting one's responsibilities or act out in violence per their unconscious desires, it would cause self-harm and destruction. Out of necessity, these dangerous unconscious desires of the id are repressed in order to preserve one's ego-driven, responsibility-driven life. In Sa'am Acupuncture, we find a link between Sarno's unconscious rage and Sa'am Acupuncture's revolutionary rage, found in explanation of dissatisfaction pertaining to the gallbladder. The gallbladder and the Sanjiao channels have an energetic attribute of expelling wind. In Sa'am medical meditation, the author uses the heart gallbladder B+ harmonized combination to address unconscious rage, a psychological wind condition derived from intractable family stressor situations and responsibilities. The heart gallbladder B+ combination connects the heart's second level of human need for family platonic relationships with the gallbladder's expelling wind function of dissatisfaction within these relationships. This acknowledges alternations of both love and rage within some relationships. It is through the kidney's 5-element associated element of fear that we can link to the conscious, not unconscious, pathology of post-traumatic stress disorder. Per the author's previous article in the Journal of Florida State Oriental Medical Association, PTSD is linked to consciousness through the diagnostic symptoms of reliving, re-experiencing, and avoiding situations, reminding oneself of the harmful traumatic event. It is the author's contention that these events are replayed in a conscious manner. It is through the Sanjiao's energetic function of expelling wind that we can expel PTSD from the consciousness. The function of Sanjiao thus enables one to simply forget of the PTSD event. During the treatment, the author uses the kidney Sanjiao harmonized combination for PTSD symptoms. During the technique, the patient is taught to understand that fear is a physical disease and it resides in the kidneys, not the brain. The intent of this guided meditation towards the acupuncture points is to bring the patient out of their brain while still being in their body. The patient is coached to bring their attention to the lower jiao mu points of the kidney and the sanjiao, which are included with the technique, and the tonification points of the kidney and sanjiaos done on opposite side of the body. After diagram 2, after the needles are inserted, the patient is asked to momentarily remember the event and feel for its energetic or adrenal effect in the kidneys, the equivalent of qi. As the practitioner stimulates the two tonifying points of the kidney zhengyuk, the author does this for a 3-breath sequence. Following the 3-breath sequence, the patient is then coached to expel the adrenal energy, or qi, by bringing their attention to the sanjiao tonification points that the practitioner is stimulating on the opposite side of the body. The patient is then left alone for the duration of the treatment, with emphasis on keeping their attention on the sanjiao tonification points. The author advises them to do a 3-breath sequence every 5 or 10 minutes to reconnect to the impression of these acupuncture points. There's another question that begs regarding the kidney's role in consciousness versus unconsciousness. It surrounds the kidney's second level of human need for sexual relationships. The author contends that sexual need is primarily a conscious phenomena, although it has unconscious manifestations as well. The author also contends that kidney willpower, acupuncture and Oriental medicine theory assigns willpower to the kidneys, is a primary driver of ego. With awareness of these features of Western consciousness and principles of acupuncture and Oriental medicine, we have a far more complete and structured model of consciousness. A new self-understanding and identification with natural science occurs. A person under stress recognizes liver qi stagnation within themselves. A tired, fatigued person with sweet cravings detects patterns of spleen qi deficiency. A person undergoing grief will protect their lungs against vulnerability to cold and chills. Those inclined in the study of the scientific journals who've been quizzed and tested many times in their dreams will recognize of themselves as seekers of knowledge according to the pericardium and its 3rd level of human need. Dr. Daniel Keown, in his books The Spark in the Machine and The Uncharted Body, has proposed for evidence of qi to look into the study of embryology. The evidence that there is an energetic principle that keeps us alive is overwhelming, not just after birth, but also in the very force that controls embryological growth. The proof of qi as spirit may be missing from Western medicine simply because it is a reductionist model, and qi is the force that ties everything together. Many are inclined to the meditational arts, exercises, and healing modalities of acupuncture and Oriental medicine, through which they have awareness and subjective experience of qi. Qi can be observed in many deficiency situations by the trained acupuncturist, such as weak urinary stream being assigned to kidney qi deficiency, or teeth marks on the tongue as a spleen qi deficiency sign. Qi stagnation is a simple explanation of pain caused by the effects of trauma, phlegm, cold, or deficiency. Qi movements can be felt in the subjective experience of many acupuncture patients who during treatment describe unusual feelings of movement or warmth, heaviness, pressure, feeling like an insect is crawling on the skin, seeing auras, or having phantom needle sensations where there are no needles. Qi is sometimes observable, such as in the example of Myoclonus, which the author considers to be Qi breaking through stagnation and rising to the surface. Myoclonus is the moment when one is comfortably sitting in a chair about to fall asleep and the body suddenly jumps or lurches. This is similar to what is seen in babies when they sleep. Babies' physical growth occurs in their sleep. In deep comfort, Qi rises to the surface and the baby quivers. Similarly, acupuncture patients sometimes get myoclonus or describe feelings as if their arms are lifting in the air during a treatment. Where the mind goes, so goes Qi is a common refrain of acupuncture. It is meditation upon Qi that the legendary monk Sa'am, 16th century Korea, was doing when he discovered the mystery of acupuncture. Monk Sa'am is the namesake of Sa'am medical meditation and Sa'am acupuncture. If one is never made aware of the concept of Qi, it renders unexplicable many phenomena of personal experience, perhaps limiting of one's fullest potential for growth and healing. George Harrison of the Beatles exemplified this during his interview on the 1971 Dick Cavett Show. When asked about nerves, he admits to being affected by nervousness, saying, "I don't know what it is or where it comes from, otherwise I could control it," as he circles his hands over his belly. Had he been aware of acupuncture and Oriental medicine, he would have recognized a manifestation of liver Qi and been able to control it with Sa'am medical meditation. The laws of acupuncture and Oriental medicine render deeper meaning and significance into healing and spiritual phenomena that otherwise would pass observation, such as the story of Clay Bentley of Georgia, who, when afflicted with the COVID-19 coronavirus, felt close to dying with pain and struggling to breathe. At 3 a.m., he said he felt a man breathe into my lungs. By that morning, the fluid in his lungs had cleared. Students of acupuncture and Oriental medicine understand the significance of time in the 5-element organ classification of the 24-hour cycle. Between 3 and 5 a.m. is when the lungs are energetically at their fullest. Acupuncture and Oriental medicine, Qi and the 5 elements are observable phenomena, able to be acted upon. They are valid scientific law. Welcome to your new consciousness. Thank you for listening, and I do hope you do go to the article in the Journal of the Florida State Oriental Medical Association. It's their spring 2020 edition. This journal article is also found in the Journal of the Knowledge Pursuant Self, Volume 1, Edition 4, also known as Completion of a Facebook Argument, and Jung and Freud Can Eat My Dust. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out and contact me. And also, you can read about these on my books, the Sa'am Medical Meditation ebook and hard copy book series on Amazon.com.